Very good evening. Um, are you able to see my screen? If you have anything, you just type in that chat box. Thank you. Am I audible to you all? Just raise your hands if so. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so very good evening and welcome to our webinar session. Okay, I hope all are safe in this quarantine, in this COVID-19 situation. I hope all are safe in your home. Okay, and today's session is role of Industry 4.0 post COVID-19. So as we already know, so this situation is this pandemic situation is somewhat worst. I mean, somewhat worst for upcoming days or upcoming months, who knows, it upcoming years also. Okay, so what is the role of all the industries and what is the role of all the departments to come back or come back from this difficult situation. Okay, please all of you mute your audio. Okay, thank you. So we can wait for some 5 minutes because some of the new participants are joining now. We can wait for some 2 to 3 minutes. Sorry. Yes. Thank you. Let's go into that session. Right. So in this today's session, we are going to discuss something about what is Industry 4.0 and what is the role of Industry 4.0 and what that Industry 4.0 will work for improvement of all the things some new people are adding. So almost Industry 4.0, how that Industry 4.0 is going to work after this quarantine days, right? So before that, what is Industry 4.0 actually? So it's a new revelation which came before some 2 to 3 years ago. Okay, so we have till now we have some four industry evolutions: Industry 1.0 and Industry 2.0 and Industry 3.0 and now Industry 4.0. This Industry 4.0, some this new technology is going to rule all the world in all the domains for at least a decade, a 10 to 15 years. In this Industry 4.0 is going to rule. Okay, so the job opportunities for most of the youngsters, the job opportunities for most of the engineers and also most of the other graduates are depends on this Industry 4.0 technologies. Okay, so let's go deep into that. Okay, so okay, so in this last slide itself, we have told that we have four types of, I mean, we have four industry revolutions till now, right? So that industry revolution 1.0 and 2.0 and 3.0, at last now it's industry 4.0. Okay, so that we can go into that first one, that is industry 1.0. Okay, so it happened in that late 18th century, that is 1740s, and after 1740s that industry 1.0, the first industry revolution happened. Okay, so in this industry revolution, the major technology they have developed, the major technology they have produced is nothing but that steam powered mechanical facilities. Okay, steam powered mechanical facilities means they got some energy from that water. Okay, so they created, I mean they produced a steam from that water, and that steam has been used for some mechanical purposes. Okay, so this is an industry first 1.0. Okay, and after few years, and after some 100 years, that industry 2.0 came. Okay, so in this industry 2.0, the new technology called electrically powered mass production. Okay, now that electricity has been introduced, the electricity has been invented. Okay, so the industry 2.0 main functionality is invention of that electricity. So by using that electricity, we just reduce that manpower in that mechanical products. Okay, that manpower has been reduced due to that invention of that electricity. So that is the that is in that is the motivation of that industry 2.0. And after that, after in the year of 19th century, I mean after in that mid of 19th century, that industry 3.0 has been developed or has been invented. Okay, in that industry 3.0, the electronics and IT domain has been improved. Okay, the first programmable computer was discovered, the first the first television was manufactured. Okay, so these are all came under that industry 3.0 revolution, right? So just wait a minute. Okay, so so if you have any queries, we can discuss at the end of the session, because so now if you have type anything in the chat box means it will disturb our session. Okay, so we can discuss at the end of the session, right? So coming back, industry 3.0, industry 3.0 is nothing but a usage of electricity and IT products came up, right? So information technology products came up. So what are that? First programmable computer has been invented, a new television box has been invented, and a lot of electrical machines has been invented, a lot of how to say, the technical products has been invented. So these are came under that industry 3.0 in the year of 1960s and post 1960s. Okay, and now that industry 4.0 came. So industry 4.0 is just more than just a flashy catchphrase, right? Okay, so what does that means? Automation playing an important role in that industry 4.0, even in that IT sector, or even in that core product, I mean core sector, or even in that electronic side, I mean core company side, right? And also even in that mechanical side, that automation plays an important role in that industry 4.0. Okay, so we have some various technologies in that industry 4.0, right? So we can see that. So these are the major trends in the industrial revolution. So keep it in mind. 1.0 is nothing but invention of water steam products, and 2.0 is introduction of that electricity, and 3.0 is usage of electronic and IT products, and industry 4.0 is nothing but cyber physical systems. It's based on the cyber physical systems, right? Sorry. Okay, so coming up to this one, right? So this industry 3.0. So in this previous slide, we have told that industry 3.0 is nothing but in usage of that electronics and IT based products, right? So this is the impact of that information and communication technology. Okay, so the web was developed in that industry 3.0, right? So the web also has some steps, the steps of development. It also developed step by step only, right? Okay, so in that In that impact of information and communication technology, we have some three versions of web development. Okay, so three versions of web development. So first thing is hypermedia, interlinked documents. That is a basic of that web. Okay, so in the year of 1980s almost. 19 past 1980s the web was developed, right? So the here there that hypermedia interlinked documents has been created, that is world wide web, www is a basic one. So that technology has been used basically in that web development at the year at that 19th century, almost 1970s. Okay, so after 1970s only the web was developed. Okay, so after some time the first version of that web, that is web 1.0 has been updated. That web was updated into a web 1.0. In that the multimedia has been implemented in that 1.0. Multimedia is a transferring of what is that multimedia? It will contain some videos, some audios, some pictures. This is known as multimedia. Okay, so web 1.0 is nothing but transfer of that or usage of that multimedia contents has been upgraded. Okay, so that is web 1.0. There they have used some programming languages to do that multimedia products, right? So what are some of the programming languages? Are Java, UML and XML, or are the some of the languages they have used. After some time the 1.0 also upgraded. Okay, so 1.0 is also upgraded as web 2.0. So what happened in that web 2.0 is a new technology, yes, the new technology has been implemented in web 2.0. So what is the new technology? Is social media. Okay, so social media, we have numerous social media. We are using various social medias nowadays, right? So even I have an account in Facebook, Twitter, in and Instagram and all the things, right? So these are all comes under this web 2.0. Okay, so these are the examples of that particular web version. Then in the first version, that what are the UML mean, what are that applications used means Yahoo, AOL, Netscape. So are the basic tools in that web first. I mean basic web. So after that multimedia in that web 1.0, the Google has been developed, the eBay and Amazon are came in that web 1.0. And social media, we are using various social media nowadays: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram and all the things. So, share chat and all the things, right? So these are all comes under that web 2.0. And in that web 2.0, the above mentioned tools like Facebook, Twitter and all the things where came as a link or came as a web service. Okay, so previously I've used this we have used all the applications as a web service. Okay, so after some time it all came as an application, it all came as an app. Okay, so in our mobile itself we have these kind of apps. Okay, so this comes under that next version of web 2.0, that is web 3.0, the next version, right? So in that next version web 3.0, all the social media, all the things, all that web links or web services are converted into app. Okay, so that is application technologies. So this is the advantage of that web 3.0, right? This development will not stop here. Okay, it will moves on. Okay, it will go on, right? So we are in that era of some new technology or some new domains or some new applications. So we are in that particular era, right? So that next version may be the cyber physical media, that is interlinked districts. Okay, so next version is that is IoT. We have already know about that IoT, Internet of Things, Internet of Services, Internet of People, iOS, Internet of Services, IoT, Internet of People. Okay, so these are on the way. So the next upgradation will be that cyber physical media. That is the machine can work for us. This is the advanced technology. So we are moving towards the technology. The machine is going to think, the machine can going to perform instead of us or for us. Okay, so this is the next version in that web domain. what is industry 4.0? So what are the technologies were there in that industry 4.0? That is the first thing we want to know, right? So we have some numerous technologies under this one industry 4.0, right? So we can list it out. First is that digital technology, robotics, AI, that is artificial intelligence, sensors, cloud computing, big data, 3D printing, SaaS, that is software as a service, IoT, Internet of Things, data analytics, algorithms, value chain. So these are the some of the list of tools which are comes under industry 4.0. Okay, so digital technology, so all the documents are changed into a digital one, right? So in our India itself, that digital India concept has been started. So all the product, I mean all the documents in the government offices are converted into software, that is converted into a soft copy, that is digitally it was converted, right? Okay, so this is the digital technology. And robotics, so robotics plays an very important role in that growth of our technology for almost a decade, right? So artificial intelligence plays a key role in that industry 4.0. So actually speaking, where these, so we have seen some list of tools. Okay, the main tools of that is we have some four main tools in that industry 4.0. So first one is data science, that is data analytics. Second one is AI, that is artificial intelligence. Third one is IoT, Internet of Things. And the last one is cyber security. Okay, so cyber security is also going to play a vital role in that industry 4.0, right? So okay, so what is purpose of this data science, artificial intelligence and cyber security here, right? So let us imagine, so before into that getting into the next topic, let us imagine. Okay, so if you want to develop a software for a small petty shop or a small what to say how to say, wait a minute. Okay, so small departmental store. So we need to create a software, or we need to develop a software for billing in that small development center, how to say that store. Okay, right. So what we need is, first we want to collect a data, right? So collect a data in the sense, what is that cost of that product, and if there is any discount, what is the particular discount. Okay, so these are the things we want to collect, right? So and I can compare my rate with nearby stores. Okay, near departmental stores, we need to compare that products rate. Okay, so if the product rate is lower to by comparing with other, if my product rate is low, all the customers will come to me, right? So that is a basic thing. I need to develop a software for the particular thing. Okay, so for the data collection, I can take a survey, number one, and I can take a analysis. Okay, so data science is doing that same thing. Okay, so data science, we have a numerous data in that, I mean we have a numerous data about that development store. Okay, now there is no need to get manual data here. I have already stored in that I have already stored my data in that machine. Okay, so I can take from that. So that is the data science. Data science is nothing but it's a collection of data. Okay, it's a collection of huge data. So big data is not a how to say, big data is not a big thing. It's not it's how to say, it's not a threatened one. So for 1 GB pen drive, 2 GB data is a big data. For a 1 TB pen drive, 2 TB data is a big data. So this is the basic definition of big data. The data size will be huge. Okay, so that data will contains, I mean that particular tool contains that all the data about my departmental store or the products which I want to sell in my departmental store. Okay, so here the data science plays a vital role, right? So this is the first thing. Second thing, after getting all the data from that data analytics concept, I'm going to develop a particular software, right? I'm going to develop a particular software. In that development, what I want to know is For the development, I mean, how to say, so we have some five phases in that software development cycle, right? So first one is analysis, second one is design, and coding, implementation, support. So these all comes under that software engineering concepts. I mean, that is for life cycle of that software development, right? So first thing, analysis got over from that by that data science, clear. Second one is design, implementation. If I'm going for that traditional way, I must have a team for design that particular software, and I must have a team for coding the particular software. Also, I must have a team for implementing the particular software. Okay, but Industry 4.0, in that Industry 4.0, the artificial intelligence is going to play a vital role here, right? So in that artificial intelligence, the machine is automatically perform for me, for for the particular thing. Okay, so the machine is going to think independently, the machine is going to develop independently, the machine is going to implement independently. Now the single machine is enough to do all things, right? So this is this artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is also segregated into two things. One is machine learning, another one is deep learning. Okay, so machine learning, in the sense, it has some regression concepts and all other concepts. We can see that particular machine learning in some other webinar. Okay, right. So artificial intelligence have two types. One is machine learning and another one is deep learning. By using this machine learning concept and deep learning concept, the machine can automatically thinks, the machine can automatically do that functions, right? So that is a purpose of, that is a overview of, that is a overall function of this artificial intelligence. Okay, so these two things, that is data science and artificial intelligence, will help you to develop a particular software. Clear? Okay, and next thing is cyber security. So cyber security is, so as I already told, all the data are came as a soft copy or came as a digital one. Okay, so we need to protect that particular digital one, we need to protect that particular data from that intruders or from the third persons. Okay, so if my organization's data is in a digital format, I want to protect my data. If my data has been leaked to any of the institutions means, or any of the company means, they can misuse my data or they can overlap my data. Okay, so it will create some huge difficulty to me and my organization. So I need to protect my data. For that protection, we go for that cyber security. We have numerous algorithms in that cyber security also. I mean, in the cyber security, we have numerous algorithms to protect the data. Okay, and the next one is IoT. So IoT, Internet of Things. So Internet of Things is, the machine can work for a human, the machine can work as a human. Okay, so that IoT. Okay, so that IoT has already, we are using that IoT concept, right? Even our TV remote is one of the product of that IoT, right? So it is using that remote has been used with by using rays. Okay, so this is a basic model of IoT. We can tell as an example, right? It is a basic concept, right? So these four are playing a vital role in Industry 4.0. Yes. So this is the design principle of that Industry 4.0. Interoperability is nothing but machine human interoperability. So, okay, sorry, human to machine interoperability. How that two human and machines are going to work. That is interoperability. Okay, so we have two things here: Internet of Things and Internet of People. So these are the two tools which are using in that interoperability, right? So Internet of Things, numerous things came as application of that IoT, right? So nowadays in that agriculture field, that IoT concept plays an important role, and also how to say, yes, in our houses itself, in our home itself, we are using a lot of IoT concepts here. Okay, so nowadays that how to say, water tank. If that water tank has been filled means the motor can automatically switch it off. There that IoT concept has been using, right? And next one is information transparency. So information transparency, that data must be a transparent one. Okay, so I mean industry 4.0 gives important for that in the information transparency. So now you may ask one question. Okay, so industry 4.0, in industry 4.0 cyber security plays a key role, right? Cyber security is I need to protect my data from third parties, but here I'm telling that information transparency. So what is the purpose of that securing the data? Because it's already transparent one, clear, it's already transparent one. So what is the purpose of using cyber security here? You may ask this question, right? So clearly telling the data security will be there. Okay, this transparency is nothing but what is a tool which I am using for doing the particular product or doing that particular application. Okay, so nowadays all the tools or all the applications are coming as an open source. So we can edit their codes, right? So this is known as information transparency. Okay, so all the domains, I mean all the softwares, most of the softwares came as a open source, right? So we can edit whatever we need, we can edit. That is a information transparency. Okay, so now even now I'm telecasting this webinar as a YouTube live. Now that YouTube live session is also going on, right? So for that I'm using that one of the encoder called OBS. Okay, so open broadcast server, it is an open source tool. We can download it from Google itself with free of cost, right? So by using that OBS I can connect this session, this Zoom webinar session with YouTube live, right? So now we are doing like that only. Okay, so that is known as information transparency. That is, so the tools or the softwares came nowadays are open source, we can use it off, right? And the third one is technical assistance. So technical assistance is nothing but the ability of cyber physical systems to physically support human by conducting a range of tasks. Okay, like the mini robots are there. Okay, that mini robots can act or can work for humans, right? So even in our Coimbatore, we have in our Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. So I'm from Coimbatore, India. Okay, so the robot restaurant is there. A robot restaurant is there. There, the supplier is robot. Robot is a supplier. Okay, so that robot can serve us and can welcome us. Okay, so for a human it works. Okay, so for instead of humans work, the machine works here. Okay, the machine assistance for a human, right? And decentralized decisions. So this is a fourth important thing in that in 4.0. So what is decentralization? So before decentralization we need to know what is centralization, right? So what is centralization means, if all the if my company has, if for example okay, so I'm working as a professor, I'm working as an assistant professor in the Department of Information Technology, right? So that is my designation. Okay, so I just want to report my HOD, head of the department. After HOD sir, I must report to my principal. So after principal I must report to my chairman. So this is a leaf structure, this is the structure. Okay, so the decision should be made only by my higher authorities. If I want to take this webinar means I want to get permission with my HOD, and if I want to take this webinar means my HOD must inform this to my principal. So my principal must inform to my chairman. So this is a structure, right? So the centralization is the decision taking will be a single person. Okay, my chairman is a decision authority, for example, decision authority. So all the things will be centralized. Okay, But here the decentralization takes place in that industry 4.0. Okay, the if the above example is just for your understanding for a particular problem in our technical language. If some particular problem happens means that particular problem will be reported to the higher authority. Okay, so it will take a most of time to solve the particular issue, right? So till now it happened. Okay, so industry 4.0 gives permission to decentralized decisions. Decentralized decision means if I have a problem, I itself will solve this. Okay, so I need not to inform my seniors. I itself I can solve this problem, right? So this is a decentralized decision. The ability of cyber physical systems to make decision on their own and to perform their task as autonomous. So autonomous is a key role in that industry 4.0. That decision will be taken autonomously, right? So these are the some of the design principles. So what are the four design principles in that industry 4.0 is first one is interoperability. Interoperability is nothing but the interconnection between that human and machine. Okay, and second one is information transparency. As we told, it's a lot of open source tools. The third one is technical assistance, how the machines going to be work for human, right? That is technical assistance. And fourth one is decentralized decisions. So these are the four important design principles in that industry 4.0. And we have various related research streams in the industry 4.0. So what are the various related issues a research stream means? So cloud computing, I think you may aware about the cloud computing, rapid manufacturing, mass customization, individualization of products, FMS, RMS, modularization, distributed control, supply chain. So these are all comes under that core. These are all that supply chain concept and distributed control, modularization. These are all coming up to the core products, right? Mechanical, electrical, that core products, right? Real-time operating systems, value-added services, end-to-end digital integration. So these are some of the research streams in that industry 4.0. So before that, I want to explain you that as what is cloud computing. Okay, so we have numerous doubts. So what is a cloud computing? Where the data will be stored? Is if the data is going to store in that cloud which is white in color in the sky? No, definitely not. So cloud computing is nothing but putting your CPU on space. That is the main thing, putting your CPU on space. Okay, so before cloud computing, the grid computing was performed. So grid computing is nothing but the various servers will be aligned. The various servers will be aligned as a grid inside a particular room. Okay, so that is a grid computing. So cloud computing is putting your CPU on space. So I can store everything in a cloud. Okay, so I can store everything in a cloud. So what is the advantage of that cloud computing is I don't need any particular area to maintain a server. I do not need any person to maintain a server. Okay, so I do not need a wires, connections, hardwares to maintain a server, right? So cloud computing is nothing but you can save your data in the cloud. Okay, so as I already told, in the cloud means whether my data is going to store in the cloud which is white in color in my sky. No, that is we have numerous servers in all over the world. Every server, all the servers will not have 100% data in that. So 100% space, all the how to say 100% memory has been used in every cloud. Okay, there will be some space in that particular cloud and particular server, and my data will be stored in that particular server. It may be located in Delhi, or it may be located in China, or it may be located in US, or it may be located in Australia. So my data will be saved, my data will be stored in any one of the servers. Okay, so I have an address for that particular server. If I need my data means I can retrieve from there, right? So that is known as cloud computing. Cloud computing is nothing but the servers, the physical servers has been splitted up into various locations. That particular server will be separated in various locations. Okay, so I don't know where that particular my I don't know where the particular data has been stored, right? But I have a key for that particular data. If I need my data, means I can use that key to retrieve my data. Okay, that is known as cloud computing. Okay, I think you may clear with that cloud computing. Let's move. Okay, so he is Professor Dr. Ing Dieter Wigner. So he is an Industry 4.0 coordinator in Siemens. Siemens is a company. So he is an Industry 4.0 coordinator. According to him, the essence of Industry 4.0 vision is Internet of Things. Okay. So according to him, IoT is the essence of Industry 4.0. It's a ubiquitous connection of people, things, and machine. Okay. So as we already told, that is interoperability. Interoperability, a connection between a human and machines. Okay, so this is the idea of Professor Dr. Ing. Okay, so this is the comparison between today's factory versus Industry 4.0, right? So in that today's factory, so what are the things? ERP, MES. MES is it's a system. Manufacturing, I don't know the abbreviation, but it starts with that manufacturing. So manufacturing system, right? So manufacturing system. Okay, so in today's factory, that automation, nowadays the automation has been implemented in some of the IT industry, that automation process going on, right? Okay, some of the industry, some of the industries, that automation process are going on. Okay, and it will in that within 2 years of time, all the companies may move into that automations. Okay, so in that industry 4.0, what are the technologies? Self-aware, self-predict, self-aware, I mean self-aware degradation monitoring. Okay, so the machine can be working individually or independently. So this is the main motto of Industry 4.0. Okay, this is the major core of that Industry 4.0, that is automation. The machine can work, right? Sorry, there is a sorry, there is a problem with my internet connection. Am I audible now? So please raise your hands. Am I audible to you now? Yes, can we continue? Sorry, some network issue in my side. Anyone just unmute yourself and reply me. Am I audible and whether my screen is shown? Okay, thank you, Pooja ma'am. Thank you for the message. Right. So what we have seen later, right? So what is the problem? I mean, what happens if all the things became autonomous, all the things became automatic? So what is the problem? How the normal human get jobs, right? So that is a major drawback of this Industry 4.0 also, right? So here, that for as one of the survey told, that 47% of Americans have a high risk of further digitalization and automation of their workplace. Okay, so this is a graph of that survey, right? So so 33 percentage of employment, 33 percentage show, I mean told it's somewhat low. Okay, the impact on employees is just it's a quantifier. some seeing their digitalization as a part of future job market. Okay, for example, uh, I've already told that industry 4.0, I mean only four domains are going to rule that industry 4.0 further, right? So what are those things? Data science and artificial intelligence, that is machine learning and deep learning, cyber security, and the last one is IoT. So these are the four things are going to rule the world for at most some 10 to 20 years, right? Here, if the student, if the graduate knows that any one of the domain among the four means, now he can able to get job easily, right? So most of them are thinking like that. Okay, so new technology is also will give job, right? But we need to upgrade ourselves. So what about that current employees? So current employees need not worry if he or she upgrade himself or herself based on that development of technology. So we need to upgrade ourselves. Okay, so once the upgradation takes place means there is no need to worry about that job, right? So that is the thing I want to tell. So if you need to upgrade yourself based on the development of technology, there is no problem for that job opportunities also. Okay, so only the job will be critical if you are staying in the traditional domain or traditional technology. Okay, okay, so we need to know more, we need to learn more. To frankly telling, to survive also we need to know more, we need to learn more, right? Okay. So this is a chart of industry 4.0 requirements. Okay, so here what to say, so here the things are networks of suppliers. So here it's a horizontal plane and it is a vertical plane. So all the things, the supplier is there and the company is there, the customer is there. Okay, so the company is a mediator for supplier and customer, right? So in that supplier network of suppliers and cooperation partners. Okay, it goes to the customer. So I'm using my mobile phone net, so that is a problem here, right? So the customer is there. Okay, the customer needs product from that supplier, the company is act as a mediator between a supplier and the customer, right? So in this graph it shows as a horizontal value and here is a vertical chain value. Okay, so what it resembles means focusing on core areas in that individual value chain. The chain, this is the chain, this is the product chain, where the product developed, where the product purchased, or where the product delivered, and how it reached to that customer. This is a chain. Okay, so this chain is a base of that industry 4.0. Okay, so if you want to if you want to develop some new things means we need to break the chain, that is we need to upgrade the chain. Okay, reduction of redundancies in process. So that reduction of redundancies is, wait a minute, that reduction of redundancies is to make easy the delivery of product, or the transport of product is easiest, to make it as a easy, right? So that is a core, that is a main motto of that new industry revolution. Okay, it minimizes the quality losses, it minimizes the quality losses. Okay, so for example, in the previous days in the previous days in the previous some 20 to 30 years ago, if we need to transfer my message is, I want to write a letter. So nowadays the letters are not in use. So we were written a letter to deliver my message to one of my relatives or somewhere. Okay, that letters also takes almost 3 days to deliver to them, right? Nowadays to share that information, we have a smartphone to speak or to share our information, right? So we have a we have a WhatsApp, and we have I mean other some other media, right? So this is a development, this is the development. If we afraid about that job, if we afraid about the traditional job, there is no new development, or there is no upgradation will takes place. So we need to accept that upgradations, and we need to develop ourselves based on that upgradations, right? So making process more flexible and coherent. So to deliver the products, the new domain, the new revolution will give some easiest ideas comparing to the previous ones. Okay, so this is the idea behind this chart. Okay, so this is the value chain of industry 4.0. So if I want to develop, if I want to manufacture a car, means, so what are the things I want to do? So for developing for manufacturing a particular car, there is it is not possible to do in a single company itself. The tire has been manufactured by various companies. The other things, the hardware, I mean, how to say, the doors will be created by, the doors will be manufactured by, the design will be manufactured by some other company, the speedometer will be manufactured by some other company. Okay, so here to in the manufacturing of that self-equipped car, or car with various technologies, all the departments are working together. Okay, so for example, if the speedometer working correctly, means that electrical, that is the electronics department is working there. Okay, so if the tire want to be work, if the tire want to be work perfectly, means that automobile industry is going to take part. Okay, so if the GPS and other things are going to be worked perfectly, means that if the GPS want to work perfectly, means that IT industry should be there, that IT and electronics industry should be there. Okay, so the GPS, I mean that how to say, the maps and all other things, if I want to work perfectly, means if that Google Maps is want to work perfectly, means the satellite technology and all other things are working together. Okay, so for creating or for manufacturing a single car, all the departments are working together. Okay, so this is the basic idea of industry 4.0. Okay, so after market service also we need to touch with them. Okay, so here that management department, that MBA department also work behind that to get a good products, to or good to get a good profits for a business, right? So this is the base of industry 4.0. Okay, so this is some of the graph about that industry 4.0. Okay, so this is a comparison between that lean production. Okay, so combined with industry 4.0, what happened in that lean production? So smart operator, that industry 4.0, the self smart operator, in various companies, the smart operator is there. Employee get information about remaining cycle time via augmented reality, right? So augmented reality means in lot of the websites, in various websites, in college websites, or also in various companies website, the I forgot the name, in that front page itself, if you have any queries, just click like that some girl cartoon will be there, she will help you out. Okay, so that is a augmented reality, so that is a virtual reality one. If you need to speak with that person, means if you want to discuss about the doubt, means you just click it off, that machine will automatically answer to you. Okay, so that is a smart operator. So that receptionist in a company, the receptionist in the industry was replaced by this kind of smart operators. Clear? And next one, smart products. So smart products contains information on Kanban to reality and order oriented production. Okay, smart product is the information about that particular product. right? Smart machine offers a standardized interface for receiving and sending. Okay, so we have two systems, Kanban systems and hand-on system in that lean production. So this was replaced by Industry 4.0 in the names of smart operator, smart products, smart machines, and smart planner. Okay, so that machine itself can plan. Okay, various websites are there and various softwares are there to plan for your task. Okay, to plan for your budget, or so a lot of a lot of mobile apps also came nowadays for putting a budget and all the things. Okay, right. Okay, so till now we have seen about that Industry 4.0. So what is Industry 4.0? What are the technologies behind that? And now came to our webinar session, how that Industry 4.0, that the role of Industry 4.0 post COVID 19. After post COVID 19, what is the role of Industry 4.0? After post COVID 19, what is the role of Industry 4.0? Okay, so that is the main thing, right? So almost today is 23rd or 24th, 23rd of 2020, right? So from March mid, almost 2.5 months, I mean almost 3.5 months, so we were isolated, right? So to be very frank, we were isolated in that, in our home itself, right? So what will happen after this one? So we don't know. So when that COVID 19 is gets over, we don't know. When that lockdown is going to get over, we don't know. So after COVID 19, what will be the job opportunities? How the job opportunities will be there? We don't know. Okay. So as a working people itself, we don't know. So what about that job seeking persons? So what about that uh, fresh graduates from that company colleges? Okay, so the global supply chain is experiencing a level of disruption that has never been seen before. To be very frank, some manufacturers have um, keys production completely. They have keys program productions completely. Some have seen greatly reduced demand, and others have seen a huge increase in demand. Okay, so nowadays, now in this quarantine days, these are the situations happens. Every manufacturer is impacted by this how to say, crisis in some way, and for many this poses as how to say, existential threat. Okay, so that is current situation now, right? So how my Industry 4.0 is going to what are going to how to say, help us, right? The main challenges behind this raise of few challenges, questions that I have asked myself, right? So in the is Industry 4.0, even a topic manufacturer, even a top, actually it's a typing mistake, even a top manufacturer should be thinking about, right? So even the top manufacturers are afraid about that future business because of this COVID 19, because almost 3 to 4 months they were locked. Okay, so we want to if they bought a raw materials, means they have lost their money in that raw materials. Okay, so we don't know that raw materials will be same after 4 months also. Okay, so there will be a huge loss there. So where that loss will be satisfied? So that's the first question. And second one is Industry 4.0 relevant anymore? Whether this Industry 4.0 is relevant to our COVID 19 situation to come back. So that is the second one, second challenge. If it is relevant, why is it relevant, and what role does it have to play? Okay, if Industry 4.0 supports to get back, to come back by to come back from that to say, from the COVID 19 situation, how it will be, how it will be working. Okay, so we'll look into it. Okay, so what are the steps they want to take? Phase one, it's a survival. Okay, so first thing is survival, second thing is a recovery, third thing is business as usual in the new post crisis paradigm. And for all the manufacturers, even the topmost manufacturers, after this COVID 19, they want to survive first. They want to survive first instead of going with new products, or instead of developing the new products. First thing they must do is surviving losses due to this COVID-19. That previous the many losses may occur, so they want to recover from that losses. And third thing, business as usual in the new post crisis paradigm. Definitely the situation is going to be changed. Okay, it will not be like before 4 months. It will be definitely changed. So if you want to survive, means if you want to show your success rate, means you want to change based on that post crisis paradigm, based on that new situation. Definitely we must want to change. Okay, so there will be asking themselves some fundamental questions, that is from the company side. They have some fundamental questions. Where the weaknesses? So what are the weaknesses? That is SWOT analysis. As well, we have known strength, weakness, opportunities, threats. So small SWOT analysis is also going to be happened, right? So and other things, where their weakness, where did they make costly decisions, and why, what would have helped. So what are the things helped to come back to a normal situation. So these are the questions which will be from that manufacturer side, from that employer's side, right? Next one is visibility. Visibility is essential to support critical business decisions. Okay, so what is the demand for our products? Actually, now the mask is a mandatory one, right? The mask is a mandatory one due to this corona. Okay, the mask is a mandatory one. My roadside petty shop, they are selling a mask for 10 rupees. Okay, some basic how to say, some cloth, some elastic cloth, they have stitched as a mask, and they selling it for 10 rupees. So that is a business in this current situation. Okay, so what is the demand now? So based on the demand, I can move further. Okay, now the mask is a demand one. So for that, I can stitch some mask, and will sell it for 10 rupees. So it is a profit for me nowadays. Okay, but it will not be a continuous one, right? It will not be a continuous one. So for some time, I can go with this business. And what are our current raw material and finished goods inventory levels? So what are the current raw materials are there in that industry, in the core industry, and how many products has been finished? For example, in if a car if he is a car manufacturer, so he must calculate. So he must have some report that how many cars has been completed, has been finished, but not yet sold. It is a loss for him. Okay, so and what are the current raw materials there? So they need to collect the information about that. So what next one is, what is our manufacturing capacity, and what is our spare part inventory, and where are our raw material shipments? Okay, so these are the things which was from that employer say, also from that employee like us, from that job graduates, some of the fresh graduates. So what he must, or what she must do is, he or she must upgrade himself or herself. You must, as if you are a student, you must improve yourself. Okay, so this is a right time to know or learn some new technology. So go with it. Even if you are a fresh graduate with a lot of CGPA, with huge CGPA, there is no need of CGPA in that job seeking. Okay, so what do you know apart from your syllabus? So that is the main thing. You need to know, you need to learn something new one. Okay, so what I want to learn, so what technology has various openings or huge openings, what I want to learn. So that is a thing. so you need to search. Okay, so if you are a computer science graduate, so my preference is go to data science or go to that artificial intelligence field. You just go and study the concepts or learn that artificial intelligence. There will be a huge openings. If you are interested in networking and cyber security and that social media cases, go with that cyber security, right? So as I am from that software field, so I know that okay. But in core side I don't know. You just go to Google and refer the things. Okay, so this is a right time to this is the right time to learn something new. So after, sorry, wait a minute. Yes, so definitely, so why I'm telling means, so definitely for almost a year the situation will be like this only. Okay, so like this only means by next month, I don't know, by next month some of the lockdown, how to say, so lockdowns may be released. Okay, but till 1 year it will be like that. Okay, so you must use your valuable time to know or to learn something new, right? So after learning that new technology, there are huge opening for your domain. Okay, so wait a minute, you just go with that, right? So learn something new. So that is the one thing we want to do in this COVID-19 situation. There is no other way. Okay. Okay, the role of Industry 4.0. This is the last one. We came to our last session. So the role of Industry 4.0 in future. Industry 4.0 has a different roles from today onwards. From now itself, we have different roles. Help to make sure that more companies survive. Okay, so that Industry 4.0 is going to make sure that how many companies are going to survive after this COVID-19. Okay, so shorten the recovery phase and helps return business. Okay, so this Industry 4.0 will helps all the companies to recover back in a very short span of time. Okay, so provide the platform to develop new, more resilient business. Okay, so now the various new business has been daily, some new business has been uh, produced daily, some new business has been occurred. Okay, so this 4.0 also will gives you a various new opportunities, right? uh, as a if you are a software engineer. Okay, if you are software engineer, go with that and create some new app to find who are that COVID-19 patients who are affected by corona. Okay, so how to say, just create a app, just develop a app which reach that here temperature of your body, which reach the other problems in your body. Okay, it shows whether you are sick or not. So this is one of the opportunity. If you are some mechanical student, okay, so if you are some mechanical student, you can develop some tool to find whether we are affected or not. Okay, so like that some of the various new opportunities are there. And also our government of India also provide various opportunities. Okay, so various opportunities, right? So for our young Indian minds. So yesterday also our honorable Prime Minister speak have spoken about that, how to say, Indian ideas, right? So the new ideas has been invited by our government. So go with the new ideas. The various MHRD projects are there. So go and read it out. Okay. Yes. We came to an end. Okay. So Industry 4.0 is not a threatening one. It's just an upgradation. If you want to go with that Industry 4.0, just upgrade yourself. That's enough. So don't panic about your job opportunities, don't panic about your current situations. Don't do have any panic or any problems. Okay, so the main thing is you want to upgrade yourself. That is the one thing, right? Thank you for listening. And I'm a this is my profile. So myself is Praveen Kumar, working as assistant professor in the Department of IT, and also I'm Institute Innovation Cells ambassador in MHRD initiatives. And I'm currently residing in Coimbatore, India. This is my personal mail ID, connectopraveen@gmail.com. If you have any queries, you can mail me. And thank you for your patient listening. And now, if you have any doubts, you can chat. You can ask in chat box. Also, so I'll paste that feedback link here. You just fill it out. That feedback link will be half an hour only, so you just fill it. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me in chat box. Okay, I think you don't have any queries or anything. Can we wind up here? Okay, and one thing I want to tell you, anybody, please send your suggestions or send your feedback to my mail. Is just for my reference to upgrade myself. As I told, to upgrade myself for next session, you can mail your feedbacks or suggestions or flaws about this session to this mail id praveen.it@rathanam.in. So I've posted in chat box. So please send your suggestions. If it is any crisis also, you can mention there. So it will be helpful for me to upgrade myself for next session. Okay, thank you all. Shall we wind up? Okay, so if you have any doubts, or if you want to chat, if you want to ask me also, so this is my mobile number. So just move it down. So you can send WhatsApp also to this number 9566 9896 and 93. Okay, the feedback link is already posted there, sir. Wait a minute. Okay, so I think it's time to wind up. Thank you everyone for your participation. Meet you in next webinar. Thank you.